Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I have aged 60 years. Yes, that's right guys, I'm in my mid-80s now. Time just passes by so quickly that it's also affected my age. I'm just kidding, this is all just makeup. I'm still 16 years old. This was actually a look for a recent production I was in where I played a grumpy old man. I finally found a way to look like an old person without completely ruining my face, as I have done in many of my other makeup videos. So I thought I would share this video with you if you're looking to do some makeup for Halloween, as that time of year is approaching, or you're doing a production where you need to look like an old person and don't know how to do so, then this tutorial is for you.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with some primer, and I'm taking the W7 Prime Magic Face Primer in Camera Ready. Just pouring a little bit of that out and putting that all over my face just as a base to account for the rest of the face products. Then for foundation, I'm taking the Maybelline New York Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation in number 70, Pure Beige. So I'm just going to pump that out onto my beauty blender and just blend that into my face. And as you can see, this shade is way too dark for me, because you might think if you're trying to look old, wouldn't it make sense if you used a lighter shade of foundation? And yes, that is true in some circumstances, but as this was stage makeup and because the lighting can be quite weird, it's best to use a foundation that's darker than the actual skin tone, and this just fit my look perfectly. So just using this, just blending that into my skin. I've gotten a lot better at applying foundation than I was when I first started doing these videos, because my first makeup transformations on this channel, I could barely blend the foundation in properly. But I'm just putting that all over my face as well as my neck so that it doesn't look off color, because any skin that's showing should be covered by the foundation, otherwise it just looks weird. Then for concealer, I'm taking the W7 HD concealer, and this is the darkest shade of concealer that I have, so I'm just placing that in the under eye area to highlight that, as that's where the eye bags are going to go. So I'm just blending that out with my beauty blender, and yes, it's lighter than the foundation, but I think concealer is usually supposed to be lighter than foundation anyway, and it works. So I've got a little bit of a highlight there. Then I'm taking the W7 Banana Dreams loose powder, and with a powder brush I'm taking that and just putting that all over my face. As you can see, I hate loose face powder so much because it just gets everywhere. Does anyone have any tips on applying loose face powder? Because I seriously don't know how to do this without powder just getting everywhere. But for this video I had to use the loose powder, as it makes my face more powdery, which is perfect if you're trying to look old. And I'm just blending that out as much as I can with my brush. And then once that's done, I'm taking my W7 Whatever Totally Random Pressed Pigment palette. I'm taking the color Chippy with the brush that comes in there, which is double-sided. So there's the angled part of the brush and then there's the blending part of the brush. With the angled part, I'm just drawing that underneath my eyes as sort of eyeliner, but also to create the eye bags. And I know it looks quite crazy right now, but don't worry, this is going to get blended out. So just doing the same on both eyes, and then with that same color with my angled brush, just taking that and putting that in my eyelids. And yes, I know I need to work on my technique clearly, but it all gets blended in the end, so it doesn't matter too much, so long as I have somewhat of a good path. So I'm just drawing that in, and then switching to the blending brush and just blending that in. And then I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side, putting the color in my eyelid with the angled brush and then blending it in with the blending brush. And so that's starting to create older eyes, as you can tell. And then that same color, I'm taking the angled brush and I'm drawing lines on my face, which is going to be wrinkles. And I know it doesn't look like wrinkles right now, it looks more like cat whiskers, but as it gets blended out, it'll start to look a whole lot better. Like, it doesn't even look like the right color for wrinkles compared to my skin tone anyway, but it gets better, don't worry. I know the lines are so uneven, but that's fine. And then I'm also just drawing some on my nose to sort of define it a little bit so it doesn't stand out too much. And then of course up on the forehead as well, to particularly emphasize the wrinkles that I currently have when I scrunch my forehead. And then I'm just putting some on the chin to add texture, as well as the upper areas of my face. And then with the blending brush, I'm just blending all the wrinkles out. There's more blending that comes to it, but this is just a rough blending so that the lines aren't too harsh. And then I'm taking my Rimmel London Stay Matte Press Powder in Caramel, and with my powder brush, I am blending that powder in like I mean it, because you don't want any of the obvious lines in it. You just want the wrinkles to look natural. So when I was in this production, I was putting a lot of powder on my face, but it worked, I guess, and particularly added to the aging effect of my skin. So I'm just continuing to do that with the powder, and that is really starting to make me look old now. Like, it looks like my face is about to deteriorate, which, yes, this is what we want. And we won't forget chin and neck area. I'm just drawing some lines underneath there, and then blending that out with the powder brush so that that area starts to look a bit bony as well, I guess, as well as wrinkly. And then with the angled brush, I'm taking the same color again, and I'm just outlining the area underneath my lips. And then we're doing the top area above my lips as well to create texture. And then I'm just blending that color into my lips as well so that my lips look ancient and not too pink and bright. And then I'm just continuing to blend any areas where the lines are too harsh, because you want them to be as minimal as possible. Then I'm taking the W7 Glow Commotion Pink It Up Shimmer Highlighter Eyeshadow. And then with my powder brush, because I don't have a highlighter brush, I'm just highlighting some areas so that the face just looks natural and has some form of color in it, because not all faces are going to be completely one color. So just adding some highlighting and dimension to my face, just any areas I feel is necessary. Then I'm taking the Maybelline Lasting Fix Makeup Setting Spray, and I'm just spraying that onto my face, and then I'm just doing this hand motion to help it dry faster, which I think is what you're supposed to do. But then, boom, I've now turned into an old person with makeup. This has been one of my favorite makeup looks to do so far, and I can't believe how much better I've gotten at doing this. So I've tried to do this several times and it just looks so unblended. And I mean, I know I obviously still have some work to do on this, but it's a lot better than when I first started using makeup to look old. It looks somewhat realistic, if not stared at too closely, I guess. So maybe someone could mistake me for an old person if I was to ever go out of the house looking like this. And I will get better at this, so this may even be a way for me to fool some more people.
So that is it for this tutorial on how to look like an old person. Fool all your friends and family with this and saying that you've aged 60 years. They'll sure get a bit of a shock, but of course you can use it for any instance where you want to look like an old person, even just for a bit of fun to experiment and practice with doing makeup in case you may need to perform this on a client one day. Who knows? But I hope you all enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what other makeup videos you'd like to see. Not necessarily tutorials, because as you know, I'm not exactly the best at makeup. So are there any fun looks you want me to try? Characters, how to get a certain look? Please let me know. But thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos. So, till next time, in my next video, I shall see you then. Goodbye.